everyone, welcome to the Free Kick Podcast. My name is Todd, and I'll be the host for you guys like I have for the last 5 episodes. And speaking of 5 episodes, welcome to game number 5, where we see Mr. Pat Andrews and Ed Fagan. Both guys have been on the podcast before. I'm super excited to have you guys back on the show. Thank you guys for agreeing to take part in this tournament and everything. How you guys been?
I'm good. Thanks for having us, Todd. I'm looking forward to blanking and not remembering something that I should probably remember.
How about you, Pat?
Oh, no, same. I'm terrible at like question and answer, but I'm excited to embarrass myself.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says that. It's like, these are answers we know, but then when you get timed and everything or put on the spot, you're like, oh, man, I mean, all the pressure's on me now and everything. And then after I give the answer, somebody's like, of course I knew that and everything. It's just you're timed and everything, and then you're on the spot and everything. You don't want to be taking like 10 minutes to try to figure out the answer and everything. So, I mean, like I said, I'm super excited to have both of you guys on. I mean, I was telling my sister before we started that I had a blast talking to both of you guys when I interviewed you and everything. And, well, now you guys are back on. Now this time you guys are going against each other. So it should be a good game.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right. Good luck, Ed.
Yeah,
good luck, Pat.
Thank you.
But, so, Ed, I'll start with you. I mean, I asked you before we started recording, are you still playing music and everything? I mean, how are you doing with no union soccer?
The whole no sports in general thing is really making me crazy. But I'm lucky. I work from home, so I've still had typical work hours. I'm into some PlayStation stuff now. I am practicing the music a little bit. But, yeah, having no union, no soccer, which includes Liverpool for me, and then just no Philly sports or any sports at all to watch on, ESPN now. It's the best of everything. It's the best Masters. It's the best of the NBA Finals. I'm ready for, like, actual sports again.
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, it's like you don't realize how boring life is if you're a big sports fan and everything. It's like it's cool watching reruns and everything. Like, that's what I appreciate for the team, being a newer fan and everything, just watching some of the games I never had the chance to watch and everything, like the Letou hat-trick game at the Link and everything. That was a great game to watch and everything. So I got to imagine just anybody that was there. I mean, that was a dream start for the Union to come into Philadelphia and everything and to whoop up on DC United. But I got to say, Pat, ever since you came on the podcast and told us that you sat in the supporting section of DC United, a lot of people have mentioned that moment to me, and they've told me how, quote-unquote, savage you are for that. So, I mean, just how have you been? How have you been dealing with no union soccer?
This has been absolutely terrible, man. Like, I was very much looking forward to this season. I mean, I think we all were, especially the way we went out. I mean, the Dallas game, it's whatever. It was the first game. We don't beat Dallas. We never win in Dallas anyway. But like the way we responded playing against LAFC, like I was so excited for this season, and now it's just like I'm watching all these highlights. I think for like new fans, they should start playing some heartbreaking losses to like balance out.
That is what I said.
We're not a winning team. We don't have like a winning pedigree here. So get the full scope. And part of the beauty of being a Philly sports team is, we're there in like good weather, bad weather, wins and losses, ties. I would love to watch I'm at the point now where I would love to watch a loss so I can complain. I watched the Open Cup loss, and it opened up a lot of like tough wounds. But great, I got to hate Seattle again, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was telling my friend Jarrett last night, I was like, man, I wish it would show us some of those losses in the U.S. Open Cup or just like some of those bad early games and everything. He's like, oh, they'll never do that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. They want the people to see the good. But I'm like, for all of us newer fans out there, it's like we never got to experience the sadness. Now, granted, I'm a Manchester United fan, so I guess I can say I can relate to Philadelphia fans as ever since Sir Alex retired, United have not been good at all and everything. But I do want to see those older games and everything. So I don't know, maybe somebody can get in contact, maybe somebody from the front office, fingers crossed, listens to this podcast and like, yes, let's give the people what they want. Let's show them the losses. So.
I mean, Tim McDermott's not doing anything. He should be listening.
Yeah, let's hope, right? But let's get into
Yeah.
the game, guys. The first segment that I'm going to start with is 5 and 25. It's what I've been starting with the last couple episodes. 5 and 25 is where I ask each contestant 5 questions, and they have 25 seconds to answer the questions. The clock starts after I read the first question. If a contestant doesn't know the answer, they can say skip, and we can go back to the question if time permits. Each question will be worth 2 points. Any questions, guys?
No.
All right. Well, we will start with you first, Ed. So, like I said, I will start the timer as soon as I read the first question. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So, for this first question, just name one player. But that question is, what player has recently played in all 34 league games?
What player has recently played? Skip.
What nationality is Jameer Montero?
Colombian?
What team did Fontana score against on his debut?
New England Revolution.
In 2013, what team did Danny Cruz score a brace against?
New England Revolution.
How many league goals did Connor Casey score for the Union?
12.
All right, so let me get your points wrapped up and everything. So that question that you skipped, the first one was for this question I said, just name one player. What player has recently played in all 34 league games? You had 3 choices there. The most recent were Jack Elliott. No, actually, you had 3 answers, which was Jack Elliott, Ray Gaddis, or Harris Manunion. They played in all 34
I knew
games
Harris, but I
last
wasn't
season.
sure if I could use him or not. Damn.
Yeah, and so you got 1 out of 5. So the one you missed on. What nationality is Jameer Montero? He is Cape Verdean. He was born in the Netherlands, but he
Well, that's why I
plays.
didn't know it.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, how many people are going to know that? Probably not a lot. You got the what team did Anthony Fontana score on his debut? That was New England in 2018. In 2013, what team did Danny Cruz score a brace against? That was Seattle Sounders. And then the one that I kind of fluffed on, how many league goals did Connor Casey score for the Union? That was 21 goals. That ties him for number 4 all time on the Union's list.
Okay.
So, Pat, now it's your turn. Are you ready for this?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's see what we can do.
All right. So, just like I said for Ed, just name one player for this one. Which player has played every single minute in a season?
Ray Gaddis.
What team did Brendan Aronson score his first professional goal against?
Atlanta United.
How many scoreless draws did the Union have in the league in 2015?
14.
How many league goals did Fafa score for the Union?
22.
What nationality is Olivier Mbizo?
Gambian? Like from
It is
Gambia?
not a Cameroonian. So let me tally up the points you had, Pat, and get back to you. I know the first question you said, I said name one player that has played in every single minute in a season. There was a couple choices there. It was Sebastian Letou, Zach McMath, Keegan Rosenberry, 2016. In 2018, Austin Trusty did it. And then in 2019, Jack Elliott and Harris Mandunian did it. So unfortunately, Ray Gaddis did not play every single minute yet in his junior career. You got the Brendan Aronson question right. He scored against Atlanta United down in Atlanta on his debut. How many scoreless draws did the Union have in 2015? They had 2. So 14, I was like, that's a high number there. So the 2 scoreless draws came against the home opener against Colorado of March 7th of 2015, and then at Orlando, which was August 8th, 2015. How many goals did Fafa score for the Union? You said 22. He got 21, so you were 1 off, and then the Mbizo question, Cameroonian. So that was a good guess there for Fafa, but you were 1 off. And that leads us with both of you guys tied with 2 points apiece. So you went 1 for 5 there, Pat. But, I mean...
Yep.
What a player Fafa was for us and everything. I know I talked to you guys both about this, when what your thoughts were when losing Fafa and everything, but tying Fafa and Connor Casey 21 goals. I mean, it's not a lot of goals, but I guess with being a new team, I guess in the early days, we never really scored a lot of goals. So
yeah, we're not necessarily a goal scoring team. And Fafa, sometimes he was playing out on the wing more and getting assists. So,
what about Connor Casey? Were you guys a fan of his game?
Oh yeah. Just anything at his head would go. Anything he crossed into his head would go in.
And he was like
Yeah,
a feisty player too. It's like he took no crap from anybody. He's like he's going to put a body on you and everything. And I feel like that's what I want from a striker, to get the defender unsettled and everything. Like Connor Casey is just a big, strong guy, and he's not afraid to put a body into somebody.
yeah. There's a lot of speculation whether his body could hold up because he had some knee problems coming in to be joining the Union, and he was great for us. I loved Casey. I mean, we got him at the tail end of his career, and I thought that especially since he wasn't an everyday starter, I think he played great for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And you score 21 goals where you're at the tail end of your career. It's not bad at all. But let's go on to the next segment, which is true false. So this is pretty self-explanatory, guys. I'll ask you guys each 5 true false questions, with each point being 1 point each. You're not timed in this, so don't feel the pressure. But I will start with you, Pat. So whenever you're ready, I will start.
Sure.
All right. True or false? The Union have 8 league wins against Toronto FC.
True.
That is false. They have 7. True or false? The Union had 2 homegrown players on their 2016 roster.
Wait, could you say that one again?
The Union had 2 homegrown players on their 2016 roster.
False.
They had 2. That is true. Austin Trusty and Derek Jones, which, I mean, Union fans, I guess we're not too fond of Derek Jones, so...
Yeah, I thought of Trusty. I forgot about
Jones. Yep, and so did I. When I went back to did the research and everything, I was like, oh yeah, we did have Derek Jones, and then shipped him off to Nashville the following year. So, question number 3, true or false? Fabinho has 2 red cards in his Union career.
True.
It's false. He has 1. That came in 2013, where he appeared to stomp on Ray of Toronto FC.
Yeah.
And then you guys remember Cleberson scored that wonderful free kick in the 95th minute, I think?
Yeah. I remember the red.
Yeah, I think the red card was a cheap call and everything. I mean, I went back and watched that highlight and everything. I was like, it doesn't even look like he went to stomp on him and everything. But I guess MLS refs, they always see stuff different than us Philadelphia fans, so... All right. Question number 4, true or false? The Union have had 3 different Bryans, so 3 different guys named Brian, play for their team at one point.
Let's see. There's Brian Carroll, Brian Perk. I'm sure I'm missing a Brian. I don't know. I'm going to say false.
It is true. You were naming them. So yeah, Brian Carroll, Brian Sylvester, the goalkeeper, and Brian Brown, the forward. So there was 3 Browns. Yeah, I know that's a name coming. It is. And all right, the last question for you, Pat. True or false? Kai Wagner had 8 assists last year for the Union.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with true.
You're right. So you you got the last one. I mean, that's a lot of assists for a defender, but I mean, we haven't had a great left back in forever. One that can attack, one that can defend, and everything. And Kai put in a lot of good crosses into the box that luckily found the top of the heads or found feet of people and everything, because I can just remember talking to fans of the early years where the Union would just cross the ball in way too early. It wouldn't reach ahead. It wouldn't reach anybody. It's like, what the hell are you crossing the ball for? It's like, it's not getting to anybody. Like, just stop already. But you went 1 for 5 though in that section, Pat. So you got 3 points. So I will go to you, Pat. I mean, Ed. Sorry. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Your first question is true or false? Before the Union beat Toronto 2-1 on May 11th of 2019, the Union were on a 5-game losing streak against Toronto.
True.
It is false. They were on a 4-game losing streak. So the last result came against Toronto on March 11th of 2017, which was a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
All right, the second question, true or false? Harris Mandunian had 29 assists in his Union career.
True.
It is true. True or false? Ray Gaddis has 1 red card in his Union career.
False.
It is false. True or false? Sebastian Letou is the Union's leading goal scorer against Toronto with 3 goals.
True.
It is false. Speaking of Connor Casey, he has the most goals for the Union against Toronto with 3 goals. And then the final question for you, Ed, true or false, Jack DeVries has the same agency as Gareth Bale.
True.
It is true. This is, oh my, like when I found this out yesterday, I was just creeping on his Instagram and everything. And then I saw Jack tag the sports agency. I was like, wait, isn't that the same people that are the agents of Gareth Bale? So, I mean, if you have the same agent as Gareth Bale, you've got to be somewhat decent, I got to imagine, because they're not going to
He
just.
probably has a lot of, he must have a lot of eyes on him already.
Yeah, because I remember before the Union signed him to a deal, he had 2 teams over in the Netherlands that were interested to signing him and everything, but he decided, the Union have given me a lot, so I'm going to pay my dues back to them and everything. So for a kid that hasn't even seen first-team action yet for the Union, I mean, that's a pretty big feat for him to have an agency like Gareth Bale's.
Yeah, it probably says something about the Union's academy if he was going to stay here.
Yeah, that too. I mean, speaking of the academy, I mean, we have so many good players coming out of the academy the last couple of years. I mean, you have Brendan Aronson, Anthony Fontana, Matt Real, Mark McKenzie, with Aronson and Mark McKenzie making their full national team debuts in January, I believe it was. So, I mean, they've got to be doing something right. I know us fans want them to spend the money to bring in a big name player, but, if they're investing that money, we're getting good youth players coming through the system, then I'm fine with that. Yes, it would be nice to bring in a big name player, but at the same time too, if this player from the academy becomes somebody really, really good and everything, you can go ahead and sell them for a good chunk of change and not worry about MLS taking any of that money back since they were a homegrown player. But that leads us so far with Ed. You got 3 out of 5 questions right, so you have 5 points. And Pat, you have 3 points. So it all goes down to this. You are still in this game, Pat. And the final category is name the Union player. So that's where I will ask you guys a question. You guys will go head-to-head against each other. By guessing the player I'm describing, I'll get 5 clues. You guys can buzz in whenever you think you know the player. What I mean by buzz in, you just say your name. So Ed, if you know the player, you just say Ed. If a contestant answers wrong, that will freeze them out until I ask the next player. Each question will be worth 3 points. Any questions, you guys?
Nope, got it.
You good? Right. Yep, awesome. All right, here we go. Player number 1, jersey number 3 for the Union. Question number 2 is a defender.
Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
Jack Elliott.
Not Jack Elliott, so that freezes you out. So sit back, Pat, and just let me get through the rest of these clues. Clue number 3, played from 2010 through 2011. Hint number 4 is a Colombian. And hint number 5.
Pat. Juan Diego Gonzalez?
Yep, you're right, and which is crazy too. I mean, I'm pretty sure he died at least, I think, a month ago in Colombia and everything, which is sad news and everything, but you're right. So there's 3 points right there for you, Pat. All right, guys, player number 2 is a midfielder. Jersey number 22. Hint number 3 was traded from Chicago to the Union in 2010.
Pat.
Go ahead, Pat.
Is it Justin Matt?
It is Justin Matt. All right, guys. Player number 3 is French. Hint number 2 is a midfielder.
Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
Vince Nogueira.
You're right, man. You guys, I'm having a blast with you guys, just not waiting for me to get to the last 4 or 5 questions. You guys are just nailing these right off the back. So I appreciate that. You guys being confident with your answers. So we'll go now to player number 4. Scored 7 goals for the Union in 2017. Jersey number 22 to start his Union career. Hint number 3, played for St. Pauli in Germany. Hint number 4, catchphrase, slow feet, don't eat.
Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
Was that slow feet, don't eat? Fafa Pico?
It was Fafa Pico. All right, guys, so it comes down to this last question between you guys, this last player and everything, to see who moves on to the next round. So this is all or nothing right here for you guys. Here we go. Player number 5, hint number 1, is a homegrown. Hint number 2 is a defender. Hint number 3 has never represented the national team. He's only played for the youth teams. Hint number 4, scored a game-winning goal against Minnesota.
Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
Austin Trusty.
It is Austin Trusty. So
Good job, Ed.
let me go
Thanks,
ahead and add up your points and everything. But like I said, I mean, I appreciate you guys, just nailing these questions like they were nothing and everything. I mean, most of the people, they wait till question number 4, but you guys were going at question number 3 most of the time. So I appreciate that. So, like you said, Pat, congratulations, Ed, because Ed is coming away with the victory with 14 points. Pat, you have 9 points. But congratulations, Ed, for moving on to the next round.
Thanks. It's like you were saying, though. I jumped that first one. I really jumped the gun on with the number 3. And then I was like, I got to not jump on these. But then with the Nogueira question, I was like, I can't think of another French midfielder. So I just went on that one.
Yeah, I was hoping to trick you guys up, but we already talked about Jamir Montero earlier in the show and everything. So I was hoping one of you guys would just forget that I said that and you guys would jump on, Jamir Montero, because he played in for FC Metz over in France. So he must be French, but I didn't trick you guys up. So like I said, congratulations and a great game from you, Pat.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, to get the first 2 questions right and everything, and then Ed came back strong and everything. I mean, like I said earlier, I had a blast talking to both of you guys when I had you guys on to interview you, and I had a blast just watching you guys go against each other head to head. But why don't you start with us first, Pat, and tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter. I forget my handle. It's like Pat in the Hat. I don't know if there's underscores or something in there.
I think there are. There's like underscores all the way in between that one, I think.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I follow you.
Thank you. Yeah, I follow you too. Yeah, I'm not good with social media. I just enjoy Twitter and the Union community, and obviously I'm a big Union fan. So I just can't wait for the season to get back.
Yeah, same here, man. And I'm not the best at Instagram, and I hate using Facebook. But I mean, I guess I have people that follow the account on Facebook, so I guess still got to post stuff on Facebook, I guess. But Ed, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm also on Twitter, buzzkill_Ed. I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I'm still on. I'm on Instagram under that name, and more importantly, PlayStation 4, the same as my Twitter. Add me on that, and we can play fake sports until the real sports come back.
There you go. That's a great plug right there. First person to give their gamer tag for video games and everything. So I don't know, maybe you can start something new, Ed. But if you guys aren't following the podcast at all on social media, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Free Kick Pod. You can find the podcast by searching The Free Kick wherever you get your podcast, and check out the website, thefreekickpodcast.com. Like I said, congratulations, Ed, and thank you guys both so much for coming onto the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Todd.
Yep, and with that said,
it was a blast.
And with that said, my name is Todd, and this is The Free Kick Podcast.